What's up, everybody? I'm blessed and free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. The top 10 things to never do in prison. This is a list of things I've learned in the Florida Department of Corrections. Some also apply to jail. Some were hard lessons and others just go without saying. We're all on this journey together. If you're watching this video and you know me, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. On this channel, we talk about jail, prison, the legal system, and corruption in all of those. All right, let's get into this episode. 1. Never let someone borrow stuff. So this was a lesson I learned the hard way. I ended up getting into 3 fights over this, which I'm sure you guys have heard in the CFRC episodes. When you don't let people in prison borrow shit, you can be labeled a crab. But who gives a shit? Most people that want to borrow stuff from you are never going to give it back. Or they don't get any money and they don't have a way to give it back. Now, if you're tight with someone and you know they get money, that's a different story. You might cook with some of your boys every night and he's short on something to throw in. That's the difference I'm speaking about. Then you got the seagulls that hover over you every time you come back from the canteen to open up a bag of chips or cookies. My people weren't sending me money to feed the dorm, so remember that. When you're starving, they're going to want 1 for 2 back. 2, never gamble, which is so easily said than done. I ain't going to lie, I gambled a lot, but it also brought tons of problems. Poker's the biggest problem. People at the table could be in a gang and are playing team poker, giving each other signals when to go all in or when to fold. Then you have some people that'll lose $100 and get pissed and rob the poker table's pot. Or they're at the table playing on credit and don't plan on ever paying. My second fight in prison was this exact reason. That's when I told myself, no poker, go read a book. If you're going to gamble, try to do it with people you chill with every day. But I'm warning you, even that can become a problem. Remember, money is the root of all evil, and when you're taking someone's money, shit can get sideways real quick. Which brings me to number 3. Never back down from a fight. If you get called out, man, you better show out. Even if you think you're going to lose, it doesn't matter. You get in the paint and chunk these things. This is hard for some people, though, because they're truly just not living like that. But it's those people who get tried left and right, which makes their time rough. You got to search within yourself and find that strength to rock all the way out when it's time. And always watch their hands before the fight because they could have a banger on them. So for the people that don't know, banger means knife. 4, never go into the back stall when there's a shirt hanging on the wall divider. In prison, it can be stressful and depressing at times. So people tend to relieve themselves of that. I'm sure you guys already got the message, so I'm not going to go into great detail on that one, but just don't do it. 5, never snitch. This one should be pretty easy, but you'd be surprised how many people do it. It doesn't just mean to the police either. It can be something you see within the inmates. Don't go tell the other inmates what you saw, and that brings me to number 6. Never get into other people's business. If you know something about someone, don't go run your mouth to other inmates because you don't know who they are or if they're tight with the person you're talking shit about. It's better to stay in your own lane. Do you and just keep your mouth shut. If you think something might be true, don't say shit until you can prove it. And even then, it's probably better not to say anything. Well, unless they're a chomo or something. 7, don't surround yourself with weak people. In prison, there's tons of people that say, oh, if he tries me, I'm going to do this and that. They do the same thing with the COs. They'll be like, man, that cracker better not try me like that. Then they get tried and they don't do nothing. Or they'll talk all that gangster shit and then get smacked and be like, bro, why'd you do that? You want to avoid these people. Because what happens is, if you're cool with someone and they don't have the heart and they're always in other people's business, when they piss someone off, you're automatically going to be tied in with that person. I've seen it happen over and over again. And if that person won't stand up for themselves, then why should I? You'll avoid a lot of battles this way. It's pretty easy to spot fake people like that too, but hey, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been fooled once or twice. Everyone is a legend in their own mind until shit gets real in the battlefield. 8. Respect the cell and your bunkie. When you're locked up with the same person for years in the same cell, you're gonna notice stuff they do and it's gonna start to piss you off. Like brushing their teeth and spitting in the sink. That's a no-go. You spit in the toilet. You cook food in the sink. And then you'll get people that don't even brush their teeth on the street but come to jail or prison, and all of a sudden now they're a fucking dentist. Brushing their teeth like 6 times a day with blood coming out of their gums. Also, if you got a shit, don't wait till you're locked in your cell for count to drop a deuce. Do it when you both aren't locked in the cell. No one wants to smell another man's shit. Don't have like 5 or 6 of your friends just chilling in the cell, because the cell is the only place you can go to get away from people. You don't want to go in and lay down and listen to a bunch of inmates talk about all the kilos they sold and all the cars they don't have. Shit gets annoying. Don't be the cellie. Every time you open a chip bag or a honey bun, your cellie's on the top bunk and pops his head down and says, "What you doing?" "Bitch, I'm eating. You aren't." Which brings me to number 9. Don't believe everything you hear. And you're going to hear a lot too. You're going to hear about the Mercedes they have on 22-inch rims with a $10,000 system. People will tell you they got a dime chick on the streets and she's holding it down for them. But they don't get money and they never get mail. You'll have people that'll make up shit about someone saying that they're a snitch or they like little girls, but they got no proof. When really they have been in county jail with that person and they just don't like them. Or it could be they're just hating on someone. You'll literally have an inmate that gets into a fight and he'll go to confinement, and then the officer will have another inmate pack up his shit for them. While he's doing that, he'll steal dudes' pictures of his actual girl, his actual car. Then he'll go around the compound saying those pictures are his. They will tell you they're a UFC jiu-jitsu specialist and then get smacked in their shit and say, "Why'd you do that?" Just use your brain, man. Don't believe everything you hear. Go by the inmate's actions and the way he does his time. The way someone carries themselves should tell you a lot about who they are. 10. Don't let the time do you. Don't count days and don't sit and only think about the weeks, the months, and the years ahead. Get into a routine. Get your weight up. Get on that workout. Listen to music, read books, get educated. Make a plan for your release. Stay positive. Write down goals to complete when you're free. Doing the time is the easy part. The real time starts when you get out. If you've been to prison, you understand these 10 things. If you haven't, well, now you know. There really is like a top 100 things on a never do in prison. If you know some, drop them in the comments below. Part 2 is already in the works. And if you might be going one day, you should probably study these. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to the channel. And if there's anyone out there that wants to ask a question, just drop it in the comments below. And with that, it's DOC TV. I'm out.